Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you.
Yo, what's going on, guys? We are back with another video for you guys today, and today we're going to be talking about Doom. Arekkz had a chance to go hands-on with Doom Eternal, and Doom is definitely a game that, while I haven't played much of, that I've actually been super interested in. I love the kind of Bethesda shooters. I've been playing a load of Wolfenstein, and if anybody knows me, I'm a huge Wolfenstein fan. When those games drop, I'm there day and date to play them. BJ Blazkowicz is my boy! But Arekkz got a hands on this one, and I just wanted to kind of know what you thought about it and stuff.
Yeah.
And what your session was all about. What happened in your session? How much did you play? What did you play?
What did I do? Well, first, I walked into the session, right, and it was all themed. I know we're talking about the game, but, I walked through this weird thing, and there were, wind jets blowing down your head. It was crazy. Anyway, the game.
I saw a video of somebody else getting, very scared of, the jets going off or something like that. Or did that actually happen?
Yeah, they told us, right? No, I didn't get scared, right? I don't get scared. But they told us before. They were like, you're going to walk through here. To be clear, nothing in this next corridor will hurt you, okay? And they're like, but then also, just so you know, the Arekkz are over here. And I'm like, but yeah, you basically walk through there, there's little jets, and then it kind of came to this sort of destructed area. But yeah, it was cool, right? So yeah, so basically what we got to play was, because obviously they've had a chance to show Doom Eternal at some previous events. It was at XO19, but this was a new build, this was a different build. This was, from what I understand, obviously you couldn't play it for that long, but it was basically a large chunk of the game, or most of the game. But obviously we only had 3 hours to play it. I was only able to record for one of those hours, so whatever you could do. But you basically had free reign. You start in the beginning of it, and obviously you run through the first sort of initial flow. But then beyond that point, you're basically just free to kind of go where you want.
Ooh, nice.
Cause
you had a big. Could you go Was it more of an open-ended area where you could just turn back on yourself and go to some next secret area, or you just
to a degree? Yeah, I definitely sort of got that slight sort of Metroidvania feel to an extent, because obviously once you get different abilities and you get different things, you can kind of jump between different areas. But it wasn't kind of completely open. I think because I was still earlier on in the game, I think it was still largely trying to funnel me, because obviously in this one, you're on your ship and you go through what is basically like a Stargate style warp gate, right? And you go into these different areas. So I imagine that as you visit more places, this will allow you to kind of jump back and forth between where you want to go. But in my play session, it kind of, every time I went into that portal, it was obviously taking me to an area that I hadn't been to yet. But I get the impression there will be revisiting and different things like that. So you'll have that element of it, yeah.
Cool. Did you get to try out any new weapons or anything like that, or what was going on?
Yeah, so I will say, I played Doom before, but I didn't play it hugely extensively, so I couldn't remember exactly what weapons were in the previous one. But basically, in my playtime, I got access to 5 different weapons. So you start with a bog standard shotgun, not the signature Doom Hellwalker shotgun. It was just a bog standard one. And every time you're playing through, you basically encounter these sort of upgrade machines for your weapons, and you then get to choose an alternate fire mode upgrade. And you can obviously unlock both of them, but typically in our playthrough you have to choose one at a time. So I opted to choose this sticky grenade for my shotgun. I then had a kind of an assault rifle, which you can then either put a scope on so you can basically snipe with it, or I put homing rockets onto it. I had a laser, which was probably one of my favourite ones. The plasma laser was really cool. It just fires these energy beams, but it's got an alternate fire mode where you latch onto an enemy, and it basically has this taser beam, and it freezes them, and this bar builds up, and if the bar maxes out, the enemy explodes from within.
Oh, that's sick. Did you get to try out the shotgun with the grappling hook on it that they showed off in the original trailer?
Unfortunately, not just yet. So I got that at the very, very end of my demo. Yeah, I know, right? So the last weapon you get is in that sort of 3-hour play session is the Hellwalker shotgun, and that's supposed to have the grapple on it, but I think it's an upgraded fire mode. So unfortunately, they literally, I was kind of getting close to the sort of the end part of it, and they were like, "Yep, yeah, your time's up," and I'm like, "No." So yeah.
What, did you get to encounter any really cool looking enemies or anything like that, or?
Yeah,
nah.
So there was, no, definitely. So I think one of the favorite, a couple of my favorite ones. One of them was it's basically this big brain with skeletal legs. Kind of reminds me of that guy from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but obviously he's much bigger.
Oh yeah, that dude.
yeah, that dude, right?
Yeah,
And
those things used to like hella creep me out, man. Every time.
Were they in the previous one?
I think I haven't like completed Doom, but I think the final boss, from what I've seen, like because I've watched videos on it on like because I just wanted to know what the story was. Yeah, it looked like a big spider dude. So.
Okay. So this, because one of the cool things they do in this one, again, forgive me if this has like been around before, but obviously it wasn't kind of fresh from memory. But like they have, so some enemies, you know, they'll present a challenge. So this one, for example, this brain had like a mounted cannon on top of it that fires at you, and then they have this weak point system. So obviously, if you shoot that, you can just completely destroy the gun off of it, and then it just becomes a much easier fight. So anytime you fight those brain guys, the first thing you do is you switch to something with like a homing rocket. You fire it onto the gun gets completely dismantled, and then you're like, well, at least I don't have to worry about being shot. And then you kind of just go around. And the execution kill on that brain is just brutal, because it's got like these 4 spidery legs, and you just rip off the spider leg and just stab it in the eye, and it's like, ugh!
Yeah, so one of the things that they've said that they're doing with this game is going to be like more narratively like heavy. Did you like see any of the story stuff or like cutscenes or whatever? Because the lore for Doom is grabbing me now. Like I don't know what it was. Something spooked my interest in Doom lore when I think it was like a Bart Simpson like meme where he's on the bed and like Homer's spitting out like, I don't know, I think it's like an intro or cutscene or maybe even like a codec thing from like Doom, and it's just talking about like the kind of how the Doom guy came to be essentially, and it's like so sick, and I was like, oh, plus the music in Doom has always been like 10 out of 10, so I'm like,
Tasted the bite of his sword, named him the Doom Slayer.
But yeah, no, definitely on that lore front. Like, it's funny you should say that, because you know I've always just seen Doom as like, I kind of think of it like an arcade shooter, right? Or like this weird kind of comparison we said, like an 18+ Mario Party of FPSs, right? I just think Doom is just shoot stuff and watch it blow up. But there were some cutscenes in this one that already started like kind of gripping me. You know, I kind of get the impression that the Doom guy is trying to take out this almighty like godlike priest, and he's sort of done the typical like, you know, bad man thing, where he's like, he's obviously gone and done something he should not have done. They're like, you know, there's no coming back from here. And then like as I'm playing through, you meet some of the sort of other people, which I guess are other Doom Slayers, and sort of speak to them and sort of find out, you know, like on your quest and stuff. So like, although I only got a couple of cutscenes in my time, I was already like, I was rushing through my playthrough to try and sort of get to the boss, because I wanted to sort of find out what the next story beat was. So I guess already, like in that 3-hour thing, I'm kind of gripped by the story to a degree.
what? That sounds awesome. Did you get to try out the sword or not?
No, it's really annoying. I think so in one of those cutscenes, there's this dude who has like a hammer, which is like in the same way as the sword. Like it's, you know, like it's got like the metal part and it's got the red glowing part. And he handed me what looks like the sword blade, and I was like, "Yo, are you gonna give me this?" And then he just put it on his back and walked off, and I was like, "Come on!" So I guess there must be a part later. Yeah. But there was I mean, it's not quite as cool as the sword, but there was the whole like the chainsaw thing in combat was quite nice, right? Like, I mean, I think that's been in before, but like that sort of just flow of like running around in combat and then be like, "Oh no, I'm low on health. Let me just chainsaw this random guy." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm like, "Wait, I've got no ammo. Let me just go and break this guy's neck." Okay, cool, I got ammo. And then it's just like, yeah, that flow. Like I really like that flow as well. I think it just sort of like it just plays really well. I mean, like some of the guys sort of, the developers spoke about it as sort of almost like a combat puzzle, which I can kind of sort of see that, right? Like when you're playing through combat, you're like, you have to sort of, it's not just let me just shoot this stuff. You have to kind of think about how you're gonna sort of take them on.
So this one happens on Earth, right? And I think the last one happens on Mars. Like, what about the environments and stuff? Is it like cool, or is it just like very dystopian, like end of the world Doom type thing that you would normally like imagine it to be? Or was there like cool, I don't know, like it just subverted your expectation and there was like some beautiful area that you'd never think you would ever see in Doom?
No, there's definitely some really cool. Yeah, there's definitely some really. So one of the coolest areas. Like as I open the door in the sort of first play session, like it's these 3 big doors open, this sort of like Lord of the Rings style door that would kind of go through to like the mouth of Sauron or something, right? And you see this huge tower and this big like red hellscape looking area. That in itself looked really cool, and there was sort of this giant Doom Walker style like mech statue, which you then like later on can use to open like a pathway. So there was like that area first, which I'll admit looks nothing like Earth, and then later on we kind of sort of came to a typical sort of post-apocalyptic, like overrun with foliage sort of city area, which kind of looks like something out of maybe like Gears of War. And then later on, I also went to like gothic sort of citadel-looking snowy area. So in my PlayStation, I got 3 distinctly different looking
cool.
areas. And they were really cool. And obviously, like, there's all the kind of exploration elements with them as well. You know, like you've got, I think one of the new things they introduced this time around was like the double dash as well. So when you're like trying to get to like different areas, there's climbable walls and like little poles that you can swing off of. So there's like these crazy platformy areas where like you're, you know, if you mess it up, you'll fall into your doom, right? And then you have to like jump, dash twice, and then dash into like something that replenishes your dash so you can dash twice again. So it's almost like those crazy platformy elements.
Cool, that's awesome. What did you end up like? What were you playing on? Were you playing on console? Were you playing on PC?
PC for this one, yeah. So they said that, like, I mean, they kind of gave us the spiel before about how like it's still going to look like really, really good on consoles and everything like that. So they're kind of going for that like parity. But yeah, this was these were beefy machines, PCs.
Shout out to Machine.
Machines.
Anyway, did you? So you enjoyed your time with it then, right? Would you
Definitely.
recommend me
100%.
picking it up? I don't know, as like a shooter.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I'll honestly say, like, Doom is one of those games that, like, I mentioned before that I'd played it before, but it had never really kind of gripped me as much. I'd be like, you know, I'll check it out kind of thing. But, like, I genuinely want to play this through now, like, now that I've played it. So I'd say,
that's it.
and, you know, knowing that you like your, like, Bethesda, like, id Software shooters, I think 100% you'll like this.
Because it blew up, like, when Doom 1 came out, like, people loved it and stuff, and it really, like, blew up, and I saw, like, loads of people playing it on Twitch and, like, going through and saying, oh, yeah, this section is hard and stuff like that, but I think something came out at exactly the same time, so I didn't end up, like, playing through Doom specifically at that point, but, yeah, definitely this one I'll pick up and bang out and get it all done, you know? You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching that video. That was Alex's like quick walkthrough of his like playthrough of Doom Eternal. When does it actually come out? Do you know?
20th of March.
Oh, just around the corner as well. So like 2 months away, guys.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get Doom Eternal. Anyway, guys, peace out. See you on the next video. Thank you, Arekkz.
No worries. Take it easy.
All right, bye.